one-on-one. She knows how to separate in that final third to get the shot off. Ontario just collapsed, kept pressure on. Big punt out there. That's a good punt, but not handled by Ontario.
Madison plays it forward. Nobody runs after it. Whistle goes against Ontario. Not a liked call down there by Macy Mangan. And it's going to lead to free kick number 4 already for the Rams.
Yeah, the referee's calling it pretty tight here. Probably anticipating a physical game anyways, but calling it pretty tight. Trying to just keep the game under control. Obviously, a lot of minutes have been played against each other. That's a much better ball in, but Madison can't capitalize.
So they bring it down to their feet, but Rui is there, disrupts it. Chance for the counterattack here. Ava.
Yeah, misread that play there. Kyla was kind of holding back, waiting for the ball at her feet, and they played her long, and Madison just sat back and waited for the long ball out. A little bit of a miscue there. That could have been a big opportunity. Madison defended it nicely and has kept the ball so far until now.
Wanted to get the ball to Adderholt, who was the hero the other night. Now Nevaeh in a foot race, wins it after the collision too, gets by Addie Turnbaugh, turning the corner.
Oh, referee, what's he got? Oh, there's a lot of contact. Referee said no, he's right there. They certainly turned that corner together, and she leaned into her and kind of leaned and fell into her.
Felt like a foul to me, Jesse.
Well, there certainly is a lot of contact, and I don't think she hits the ball on the contact, but the referee's looking right at it. Here you can see the replay. Nevaeh turns the corner. Well, there's a lot of contact. I'm okay with it either way, really. I mean,
I'm with you.
I could hear a PK and be fine with it. Looking at it again, I can see why it wasn't called. It really just depends on what side of the community you're from, if that's a PK or not.
It always feels like, of course, when you're inside of the box, the officiating gets a little bit tighter, more restricted. You want to keep that whistle out of your mouth if you can and let the players decide it. But at the same time, when you get knocked down, boy, it's frustrating as an offensive player.
Yeah, and that's the kind of play that Madison just excels at, just kind of those hard plays in the middle of the field, and all of a sudden this Nevaeh Lewis comes out of the middle with the ball at her feet, going to goal, and you just got to recover quickly as you can.
Ball ping-ponging around, possession not being found until Adderholt tried to get it, lost her footing. Now here's a good chance for Lewis, potentially again. Look at the speed to get by Turnbaugh. Last touch too heavy. The keeper Mullins comes up with a big stop.
That's a big save. I mean, we've seen what she can do with her finishing ability. Her last touch, you're right, does get away from her a little bit, has to chase it down, and Mullins gets off her line, makes a big save in the middle.
Lady Warriors getting numbers forward. Oh, nice breakup right there by Jamison.
Yeah, that's going to be an underrated play. It's not going to go. She does turn it over there, but I mean, she definitely wins the ball, preventing Ontario numbers advantage going forward, and keeps her head up, but just plays it right back into Ontario, who in return played it right back to her. This style of game is probably going to favor Madison more than Ontario, where just the ball's just kind of bouncing around. There's not a lot of like 1, 2, 3 passes in a row. It's just more hit it and chase it, hit it and chase it. And that is where Nevaeh is dangerous, where she can just kind of unsuspectingly creep into that back line and get loose.
Jamison takes a shot here. Nevaeh likes to conserve some energy. Rarely see that, actually. Just let that end up in the hands of Mullins. Driving punt here, left side. Takes a big bounce. And it's going to be won here by Ontario. They're going to get it to Kyla. Nice move. Rui, good-looking ball through to Nye. Riley with the shot, and going down to the knee, Morgan Rachel with her third save.
Yeah, I like everything about that Ontario build-up. That's a much better style of play for them, to get the ball wide, attack in those pockets there. The only thing I would see is maybe in your approach, look to finish to the back post, because it's either in or it's deflected to Kyla's feet, and a lot of good things can happen there. But I love the build-up. Much better for them to kind of pick their head up and find that gap, as opposed to just hitting it hard down the field.
Madison's got the throw in on the far side. 2 players waiting to check in for Ontario. As we're just about 14 minutes gone by here, D2 District Championship. 5th straight season these two teams have met. Madison has won them all up to this point, and looking to continue the streak as they draw another whistle against Ontario, their 5th penalty here in the opening half.
Yeah, a little interaction with I think she said that's her 3rd foul, and the referee said that's enough. So,
just stating the facts,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, he definitely was not appreciative of that comment, though, but I don't think she's wrong. I mean, there's been a couple in the middle. I don't know that it warrants a card, but certainly to keep an eye on. Oh, no.
Wow, I have no idea how that stayed in bounds.
Yeah, keeper kind of threw a little bit of an elbow there. Just, we know it's going to be tense today, and so you really got to handle those emotions. There's going to be hard tackles. There's going to be big plays. You just got to be able to kind of keep the game under control and not allow anything else to happen after that.
And I talked to Larry Atkinson before the game, and we'll see that interview at halftime, but we talked mostly about just being the favorite finally in this contest for the first time in the last half-decade, and he felt like his team likes this role of being the top dog, being the hunted. But I think the longer the match goes on and Ontario is either even or ends up behind on the scoreboard, I don't know, some of them bad feelings might start creeping in here, Jesse, if the Lady Warriors can't get out to the first goal and get the lead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And part of that is Madison's had a couple of dangerous chances too. So it's not just Ontario can't score. It's right now they've got to defend and be able to score. And with Madison having Nevaeh Lewis and right now they're doing a good job of just finding pockets to let her run into. That kind of opens the game up a little bit. I know there was a scoreline earlier in the year. It was pretty one-sided. If I'm not mistaken, I don't believe Nevaeh played in that game. And
no.
she's a difference maker. She's going to come out and she's going to give you a threat to go forward. And without her in that position, the Madison team is very different. The attack is very different. Their offense is very different and a little more limited in that way as well.
That match not that long ago was on October the 12th, 5-1 over at StarTech Stadium. Actually, I believe they played it on the grass.
Yeah, I think that was rescheduled for the first time due to weather, and then even the second time I think they had to move venues perhaps or something along those lines. And even today, the weather has been questionable. So far, it's been dry, but a lot of rain the past day, more rain coming.
Walked a bit on the field today, and one of the best grass surfaces that we have in the entire area did not feel that soggy, so I don't think either side really has any qualms about the playing surface. It's looking like it's playing nicely so long as the rain holds off, but it looks like we got some cloudy skies but no rain.
Yeah, Lexington does an incredible job of just keeping the fields ready throughout the year. Just, no matter the weather that's kind of led up to it, just feel like when you're here, the field is in great condition, and they're able to get a quality game because of the condition of the field here.
That's why they keep welcoming back the district championships here at Lexington. Great venue and getting even better with all the new construction going on, Jesse. This school on the come up. They got some new ball fields getting put in the back, so about to be a really, really nice Division II establishment out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of things are going in Lexington's favor right now. But for this game here, as you look at Madison, certainly I have been in the attack really more than Ontario. I think both teams have had 1 to 2 quality chances, but Madison consistently is favoring this side of the field, getting the ball. Not a lot of great looks. Nevaeh Lewis got free on a breakaway with a bit of a heavy touch that led to Mullins coming off her line. But there's certainly, it feels like they've had the ball more on this side of the field, have not really found her efficiently and effectively consistently, but certainly they're right there.
Madison's had a few bad giveaways, as you just saw there, but Ontario has been returning the favor more often than not. This time there's a ball through the middle, played by Mila, but it's going to end up right at the feet of the Warriors. But again, back and forth we go. It's been just this roller coaster of possession.
That's quite a tackle. That's a really impressive tackle. You don't see that a lot at this age. A lot of physical play. Girls keep on the ground. Good battle there. It's headed away nicely. Ontario, what I've not seen from Ontario is just the propensity just to hold the ball just for a second, let the play develop. They're trying to get that ball in the area so fast that Madison just kind of sitting back, not letting the run separate from the defender and just kind of keep shoving it down in the middle there. It's a little bit of composure. I know the results of the previous 4 years. I know the desire to win this. I do think in order to win this, you're going to have to just kind of collect that ball, pick your head up, and just be confident on the ball, and find a dangerous pass rather than just the first one you see.
Ontario's got 3 fresh bodies into the mix. Madison also making 1 substitution. Kirshner slap shots that down the far side. Ontario's going to keep it in play.
There's some space here for Mangan on the wing. That's not the ball they wanted. They wanted to play it wide to her and let her just kind of run into that space, but they tried to play in the middle, poked away.
Now a chance for the Warriors, starting to get some numbers moving forward. Kendall with the pressure. Here comes Natalie back, double team. Over the end line. Should be a goal kick.
Yeah, I like that attack more. I mean, you're making Madison come out of the middle of it. They got chase around, and that's really where Ontario excels. When they get the ball wide, and normally they turn that corner so well, their heads up, they just look to play that ball in. That time, just a bit of a long touch at the end, couldn't turn the corner. But I think that's really what Ontario's got to look to do. They've really been forcing that middle of the field, and Madison's just been sitting in and just kind of waiting for that ball in.
Lady Warriors elect to strike it out of play. It was basically a 1-on-3 for Nevaeh Lewis, though. She had 3 teammates tracking to the middle of the field.
Yeah, Ontario really put like 3 players around the ball once you just try and take away 2 angles forward and 1 angle of the pass, and it's, when you only attack with 1 striker, Ontario has the luxury to do that unless Madison can get some players up with her.
Adder-Holt with the cross. It's going to end up, though, right in the hands of Mullins. She's got a nice punt.
Good battle in the middle of the field. Ava Ruiz did a nice job just winning the ball, trying to attack in that corner space down there. It's deflected into favor of Ontario. A little bit of a foul. Which way is it going to go, though?
They're going to say against Madison, their second penalty here in the first half, as we're just past the midway point.
It's going to be a dangerous free kick here right outside the box. The physicality there probably went both ways. It really just depends on which one the referee saw first. I think a little bit of a jersey tug, a little bit of a shove as well. It's going to be a foul on Madison. It's going to be right at the corner of the 18, maybe 8 yards away. This is a ball that Ontario's used to, though. I mean, this is their style of play. It's being able to finish out of the air.
5 players all inside the 18 right now for Ontario.
You got to be looking for like Ava Rui or turn ball here in the middle to make some contact on the ball.
It's going to be Rui with the charge. Would have been the closest offensive player to it. Headed out of there by Madison. And then the collision and the whistle against Ontario.
I think the referee's done a nice job. I mean, it's a physical game, but he's called it right. I mean, he's not afraid to blow the whistle. He's not afraid to take control of the game. I think he's been pretty consistent up until this point.
Davis will handle off of the restart. Milo with a low driving kick through the center of the field. It's going to end up with Ontario, and here comes Mengen. Deflected back and taken away now by Adder-Holt. She just plays it out in space. Nobody out on the wing.
Good turn by Rui in the middle. She keeps the ball as well. See if you can find that pocket. That's defended nicely. That pocket was beginning to open up.
Then Tucker closed it down right when she needed to. That one's going to be kept in bounds by Hoffman, leading to a corner kick.
Yeah, that's a smart touch. She's right on the line there, and he uses the outside of her left foot just to keep the ball in play and kind of forces the ball to be cleared up by Madison over the line for an Ontario corner kick, who is going to have Kyla Spencer check back in.
So Macy Mengen is going to trigger here. He's got 18 assists on the season.
This is probably the lineup that Ontario wants in on a corner. You see Ava Ruiz in, Kyla Spencer, turn ball.
Got Potter as well, good size.
Yeah, Maggie Hoffman's on the back.
And it lands in a mess of traffic and rolls out. Going to run it back. Nice look at Jake Furr there, taking in some pictures. Always a Jake Furr sighting at these Richland County games. Hard to miss, too. Great look at ball, wow.
Cleared away nicely. That ball bounced, and it's whoever gets the first touch on that is going to end up winning there, and that's in that position. Madison cleared it away nicely.
They got fortunate. That one landed, and the goal, it was vacant there. The keeper was not in the right spot. So the clear works out, though the Warriors going to maintain possession. Ping pongs its way back into the hands of the keeper.
Ontario really looking for that ball into space in the corner. I think if you find just that one more player's feet forward, it'll really open up that area and give you a better angle and a better chance to play it in. But they're just kind of picking their head up, and the first ball in, they're trying to find that space in the corner. And Madison has just defended it well so far, and now they're able to clear it to Lewis, which is going to be big.
Nice move there to get by Nevaeh. Destiny Moughton. And the ball movement for Ontario just not has been as crispy as we're used to seeing throughout the season. Madison has played some solid defense up to this point, and the Lady Warriors, they just haven't found feet a lot of times. They've been giving it away. But again, you got to give some credit to this back line for Madison, who's been pretty good so far in the early showing.
Yeah, they've played well. Their positioning has been great. What I would say is their clearance has not been super efficient consistently. I think anytime you've either got to find the corner in the deep area, either corner, or if you can just find Nevaeh Lewis feeder space. Any of those 4 plays, I think, work to get the ball out of there. But they put it right in front, right around that midfield where Ontario's just sitting in front of Nevaeh, which allows them to kind of stay in that attacking area.
Chamel's going to throw it in all over again. Spencer using the body to shield off the defender. And they're going to bring it all the way back to Turnbaugh, who gives it away. And nice move by Rui, who then takes a bump, gets a whistle. Because if not, Nevaeh had a one-on-one there.
There's a Madison player down here on the sideline as well. Referee's not quite spotted it yet. There it is. Looks like it is number 24, Savannah Rachel. Just maybe a bit of a leg injury there. Coach is coming out to check.
One of the many sophomore contributors for this Madison Lady Ram team. And I think, Jesse, you got to be impressed the fact that Madison has got back to this point, given how much turnover they had from, you look at last season's roster, you barely see any of the starters available that are still playing this year. Morgan Rachel, one of the few exceptions. So
yeah.
Pretty impressive they're back in this game again.
Yeah, Morgan Rachel, and Nevaeh Lewis. After that, it's a lot of girls who were a part of it, but did not see a lot of minutes because of the success and the ability of the team in front of them. Not that they weren't good. Obviously, they have some talent, some incredible talent at that. It was just that the class that was in front of them was so loaded that they just kind of had to wait their turn. And so sometimes you get the opportunity to rebuild, and sometimes you just reload. And I think there's a lot of question marks. Which one was it going to be for Madison? Was it going to be kind of a rebuilding year, kind of a tougher year, or maybe more of a reloading year? I think it's somewhere in between right now.
I would agree.
The results are, they're getting helped off the field now. The results have kind of been all over the place. Certainly they have the ability to play in big games and have some talent, but they've not always shown that in every game this year. But, you look at a half right now, it's 0-0 against one of the top teams in the state, and they've had all the chances they've wanted. Ontario's picked it up a little bit here and picked up some more chances for them, but certainly a battle, certainly an opportunity. What's been interesting as we cover a lot of these girls' games, I feel we often are talking about the sophomore class at every school. I don't know what it is, but this sophomore class at Madison, I think we were saying the same about Lexington, Clear Fork, that there is some really top talent sophomore groups around here, so it bodes well for the future of area soccer as well.
All these Richland County schools just seem to be blessed with an awesome feeder system, and you see it on full display certainly here today. Ontario, they've got the big senior class this season that they've been waiting for. And if you're waiting for playoff football, boy, do we have you covered tonight. 4 live streams, all be on the call down in Howard for East Knox versus Eastern. But we've still got 3 more coming up, Fredericktown and Northmore. The Lucas Cubs going to be playing at home against Mapleton. And then Crestview Cougars, the undefeated Cougars. So a lot still to come on the OH report tonight.
This is going to be a penalty kick. It's a light handball in the box. It rolled down her arm. I thought he was going to let it go at first, and then I thought he was going to spot it outside of the box. She kind of heads it. That could have been outside the box as well. This is a tough penalty kick to give, especially when you see the contact he allowed. I mean, it looks like she was right on the line. I believe it's a handball. She headed it down, kind of rolled off her arm. You can't argue that part of it. My question would be the location of the ball here, but he pointed to the spot. He was right there. It's going to be an Ontario penalty kick with 14.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Game changer right here.
Absolutely. In a game that's been back and forth, pretty even chances.
That's a time that I'm definitely biting my whistle. It looked like, first off, that it was outside the box, and then number 2, and it's easy for me to say on the slow motion replay, but I don't know about this one. This is a big break for Ontario if they can capitalize.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue the handball. I mean, it certainly hits in her hand, and her hand is off her body.
And Rui comes through. One of the captains on the team. Little punctuation there. Put it where the keeper had no shot. Ontario strikes first here, Jesse, and the top seed boy, I think that's probably a sigh of relief for them to get on the board first and feel like they're the top seed and the #1 dog out here.
Absolutely. That takes a lot of pressure off, and they've struggled to kind of keep that ball in their possession and attack in that area. Perhaps a bit fortunate on the call there. Again, I agree with the penalty or with the handball call. I just think the placement, if you look, could be the lines. Well, let's just hold on here. The side official is coming over to have a conversation with the center official. And there's one thing we saw on the Laux Ontario boys game. It's that
you can gift and re-gift.
You can gift, you can re-gift, and you can gift again. So we'll just hang on here. Right now the goal stands. I saw Coach Huff was having a conversation with the side official after the PK. I'm not sure what they would be after, because you can't really challenge the question of the location of the ball. But more so maybe someone was in the box early, but even if no one caught it, we'll see what happens here. It looks like they're going to have a conversation with Huff, but the referee's not interested in doing anything else with it.
Diving into the Facebook comments, and I see Bryn Hall. Way to go, Ava, throwing out some love and some congratulations. So is Ruby, who always seems to be in our Facebook chat. Our #1 fan. I see our top fan. Hello, Ruby. Cheering on the Ontario Lady Warriors here, who have just taken a 1-0 lead off of the PK. Put away by the senior Rui. And there is a good look at Zach Huff, who he's like 40 hours out of hernia surgery. Decided that he had to be here for his girls today. Initially was not going to be a part of the action, but it's great to see Zach here at the Lexington Soccer Complex, where he's hoisted that championship trophy 4 years in a row. I'm sure that he'd love to get one more.
Yeah, and I'm sure the girls were excited to have him be a part of that. Not that they don't trust their other coaches, but sometimes when the head coach is there, there's just a calming presence, or the expectations remain the same. Nothing's different. It's going to be a dangerous play on Ontario. He was not buying the foul, and then there's a little bit of contact after that. Again, I think he's making the right calls. My only question would just be the location of the free kick he gave. I think he could have put it at the top of the box when it's a questionable handball.
Absolutely. That changes the whole complexion of the game for something that's incidental. That's what I don't like about it. But when there's actually contact in the box, a lot of times I feel like not necessarily these referees, but just refs in general, they'll hold their tongue, they'll bite their whistle, and they won't do anything about it because it's such a big play. So on that one, that felt like a no-brainer to me. Just put it on the outside, give him a free kick. I really kind of despise the PK there, Jesse. It's just such a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly has changed the complexion of the game. Madison, I think, was able to feel confident in their attack. They were getting chances going forward. They were getting the opportunities they wanted, limiting Ontario. Ontario had a couple key opportunities that just hadn't finished yet. But I think it changes the pressure. I think Ontario just feels that sense of relief, and now there's a little bit of calmness about them.
Yeah.
I would expect them to kind of settle down and look to keep the ball a little bit more, because it's not been their style of soccer. Yeah, there's been a lot of just kind of getting the ball off their foot. Maybe they sense the pressure. Maybe they just not quite ready for it yet. But they're pretty confident. The referee's going to bring that one back early. It's a lot of fouls in the first half, and a lot of just fouls. Not dirty play necessarily, but certainly contact on the ball, jersey tugs, things in the air.
Yeah, we've got 11 total fouls already. 8 of them, though, have gone against Ontario up to this point. But the biggest, of course, just slapped on the wrist of Madison a couple of minutes ago.
Nevaeh Lewis is going to take the free kick. I don't believe I've seen her hit a free kick from this distance, but we've also seen Madison struggle to put the ball in the box from this distance. So
good point.
Pros and cons here. The ball doesn't really make it in the box either from her. First touch was by Madison, back to Lewis.
And now she's just going to load up from downtown, way off the mark.
I wonder if that was a design play. That's what I was trying to figure out, because I couldn't imagine much else that would happen unless they intentionally play it back to Lewis, who then has some space to work into. But
they got what they wanted then. She had an opportunity. It's just tough from that distance, about 45 yards away. Madison looking to possess a little bit, and right as I say that, Rui gets in the middle of a pass. Now Ava chucks Shannon Jameson to the ground. Another whistle.
Yep. Look at Ontario crowd, not very happy with it, but certainly her arm comes up. It's definitely, you'll catch a little bit here on the replay. She's going to bring her left arm up, just get her off the ball a little bit. It's not a bad foul, but it certainly is a foul here. Leans into her, arm goes up. That's, by definition, that is a foul, even though she had the ball. We don't know that the free kicks have been really advantageous for Madison anyways. At some point, they might just want to keep playing and not have all the fouls here to stop playing.
Yeah, they've had Mila Davis, I think, do pretty much all of them so far, and she just hasn't been able to get much behind it up to this point.
Yeah, it's little things like that that you have to learn from a year ago. You know, obviously Taylor Huff was on the ball a ton on free kicks. You know, their back line, Eckenweiler, who could take some free kicks, and a couple other girls, I believe, who they could put the ball anywhere they wanted from anywhere on the field. And so those are things you're not used to doing until you get the moment to do it, and then you realize what it takes.
Jamison with a nice header. Going to keep possession as it ends up at the feet of Seigert. But now after the giveaway, another chance for Ontario. Pressing forward, got some numbers.
It's going to be a Madison throw in there. Cook let her touch, get a little bit ahead of herself. But I like the build up there from Ontario. It's a little more confident. Even I think they were trying to play in front of Spencer to begin with, but she just reached out and kept it, found Cook, and then I think the more players Ontario gets forward, the better they're going to be. And so to do that, you really just kind of got to hold the play up. You know, just take your time, find the quick release of pressure in the middle, and then you're going to find a lot of numbers able to get forward.
Now, Jesse, as I pop back into the comment section, I would have to say that maybe I'm just not that good a friend. Are you celebrating a birthday today?
It is my birthday today.
Congratulations,
yeah.
buddy.
Thank you.
Made it another year. Tessa actually with the shout-out, so Christy Lee with the message there. So happy birthday, Mr. Ryder.
Well, thank you, and thanks, Tessa. Yeah, I wasn't even going to be able to be at this game. We're supposed to be at a tournament. Ended up getting canceled in Columbus. But I'm excited to be here because I really don't want to miss this game either, because this is, you know, two of the top teams in the area getting a battle out for a district championship. It's a lot of fun.
Big plans to celebrate tonight now that you got the night off, no soccer?
Probably the Buckeyes game is going to be about it later. I might watch some Crestview football, too. This Crestview football team has been fun to watch.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. They've been the most impressive school that I've seen this season, maybe outside of Lucas. Those are the two top programs I think that we've seen throughout the season. But Crestview kind of coming from nowhere. We expect it from the Cubs year in, year out. They're in the playoffs, I think, 8 straight year. But for the Cougars, man, they graduate 4 All-Ohioans. And look at them, 10-0, brand new shiny turf that they're going to play on tonight. Yeah, that might be worth tuning in for.
Yeah, that facility is great at Crestview. I mean, they did a really good job. Lucas always surprised me, too, man. I would be surprised if they just had enough for a team. They're so small, let alone having enough for a team. They're so dominant then after that.
Yeah.
Man, what are these? It's amazing what they're doing in Lucas.
And you know what? Their numbers are high, so I think they get about half of the boys at the school to participate in football. That might be a real number because they usually have like 40, 50 guys on the team.
Yeah, and there's probably like 60 guys in the school. I mean, it's
true.
Just kidding. Sort of kidding.
Yeah, it might be right in the ballpark.
Yeah, they've been dominant in a lot of sports, though. It's really Lucas is a fun school just to watch, and obviously they don't have soccer, probably because everybody's playing football.
That's true. Not enough bodies to go around for multiple sports. New bodies coming in, though, for Ontario. Looks like Potter is going to be checking back in. They're going to send Spencer over to the bench.
And Jakaya Trammell as well is be checking out, who I believe had to start today. So it's interesting, you know, at this level, the starting lineup still changes a little bit. I don't believe Jakaya started against Lexington the other night, but she did start today. And you know, Ontario still just, I don't want to say tinkering with the lineup, but you know, finding the best lineup that gives them the best chance. And you know, Trammell's speed on the outside is really incredible, and her ability to get the ball in the box. So I mean, and Ontario's just got that depth where they probably have 14 or 15 players who can really step on the field and contribute in a variety of ways.
Good ball is going to find some space. Turnbaugh able to catch up to it first before Nevaeh could get there.
She's asking for a deflection or a foul. There was a little bit of contact after the play. Big throw by Nevaeh, but she heads it away again.
Yeah, Hattie Turnbaugh. Now Adderholt tried to turn. She took a bump, flopped a bit, no whistle. And back, deflected right back at her by Nye. Better looking ball there by Davis, going to find its way all the way to number 30. Lewis can't turn the corner. This shot ripped, but just wide.
Turnbull's having a few words for defenders there. There's a couple easy balls in the middle that just kind of mismarked a little bit. I think they were playing behind, but you really don't want to play behind the Madison striker, so you want to kind of limit the touches. Madison, from that area, is not looking to go into space. They want feet all along. So Ontario just kind of let him turn and receive, and Turnbull was not in agreement with that, I don't think.
Jenica Tatum with that last shot attempt, her first so far here this afternoon. Brisk October day, Hallows Eve here at the Lexington Soccer Complex.
Yeah, so far ended up being a nice afternoon. Looked like there was some rain in the forecast for most of the day yesterday. All of a sudden, it's just been kind of cloudy, and now even a little bit of sun as well.
And you know, the rain actually kind of dissipated too yesterday. We were very thankful at our football broadcast last night. We were anticipating the worst, and it turned out to be another pleasant night. So it just goes to show, Jesse, those weather guys, boy, they really are only right about half the time. Tough to predict Mother Nature and what she has in store.
Absolutely. Good ball in by Rui there, stretched the field. A little bit of contact from Rui and Lewis in the middle. Lewis went down. Referee was not interested in a foul there. Probably more of a collision than a foul.
Yeah, as you see there on the Baker's replay.
Certainly a tough collision, though, at that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel any better. That's for sure. Rui's just a solid physical player, man. She's a specimen in the midfield.
Yeah, she's absolutely not afraid of contact. She's confident with the ball and smart with the ball and not afraid to get hit or give a hit if needed. So it's, she's not afraid. She's going to shy away from contact in the middle. Bit of a miscue defensively for Madison.
Yeah, Mir Bice played that in well. She saw Potter on the backside who made the run, but Rachel got to it first. Tatum, heavy touch, lost it. Now the deflection going to end up with Ontario again. Nothing's getting through right now.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of just clean play back and forth, just kind of bouncing the ball around. It's been a little bit of momentum as well. There'll be times when you feel like Madison's got more consistent chances, and then Ontario will capture it, and then they go for a couple chances. But nobody just dominating possession right now. It's been pretty even. It's really trying to win the middle of the field, and Madison has defended well tonight.
That one's going to race out of play, throwing on the way for the Lady Warriors. It's going to be right at Kirshner.
You do wonder the fitness level of Nevaeh Lewis. She runs so hard and so fast so often. Can she continue that pace the whole game without a substitution?
I think so.
Ontario much more liberal in their subbing. They got people in and out pretty frequently. And Madison, they rotate through a couple positions, but there's some girls that probably will not see the bench today.
Kyla turns the corner. Tatum, good looking tackle.
Referee has signaled that she got the ball there, that's probably correct. That's, again, tough tackle. We'll see here.
Yeah,
definitely pokes it away, and it's going to be an Ontario throw-in because of it. Then Ava Ruiz going back at it with the ball.
Yeah, knocked Tucker right out of the picture, who recovers nicely. Adderholt got the touch. Warriors back with possession.
That's the ball they've not played a lot. Just releasing pressure wide and then be able to attack down the line, but not able to keep possession there. But that's the ball you think he really just kind of opens the game up when you play wide, get some more players in the attack, not allow Madison to sit in and defend.
Whistle for offsides, the AR says. I didn't see a pass though. I don't know what I missed. Whatever it is, it's Madison ball.
Yeah, he might have called that earlier, and just again, usually at these level of games, you see referees with the headsets, and no headsets today. So you just kind of wait till the referee acknowledges that there's a linesman with the flag up, and then he eventually saw it and gave it to him.
We got an extra set at the studio. They should have called ahead and let me know. Could have helped him out.
Also, I'm a little surprised there's only 3 officials. I think there's normally 4 officials this level of game. They'll have a substitution official or someone just kind of help check people in. But there certainly is a shortage of officials as well, so it may just be a number thing.
Yeah, good point. We saw that throughout the regular season. Matches getting canceled, certainly junior varsity matches. A lot of them had to get moved. Some varsity contests had to be at 5 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock because there were just only so many officials to go around, and someone gave me a number. I think it was only like 13 or something that we had for our particular region, and I talked to one set of officials that were doing 4 matches in one day on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's pretty common in the club soccer world, but to do it at the high school level, you
got 4 different stadiums, though.
Yeah, you got to be pretty fit to do that as well. And
yeah.
That's not easy. I think the guys we have today, I don't believe are from our area. I've not seen them before. Certainly bring a level of professionalism to the game. They're doing a nice job so far.
Outside of that handball in the box.
I know.
I'm not over that one yet.
I know, I heard.
I got no dog in the fight. I just don't. I hate PKs when they're not really warranted.
Absolutely. Especially if it's questionable. It's tough to change that game like that. But it's been done. That's where we're at right now. And Madison's got to find a little bit of just kind of fight to bring back and get a goal. And they're still getting some chances in.
They've got possession. Kirshner tries to turn, sets it up for Jenica.
Bit of a heavy touch, but it's going to work out nicely for Adderholt.
Adderholt setting it up. She got the left-footed pass to Nevaeh. She's got the score and the equalizer. No offsides.
I can't wait to watch the replay because I'm pretty sure she's offsides, unless I'm missing a player. From my vantage point here, I thought Nevaeh was offsides the whole time, waiting for that ball to be played, and then it was finally played. But we'll watch the replay in a second here. Here's Adderholt with the ball. You're going to watch Nevaeh's at the top of the screen.
I mean, it's so hard to tell from this angle. It certainly looks like she is at least a full step offside. However, I looked up at the AR. He was right on top of it, Jesse, right when Nevaeh struck the ball, didn't put up the flag. So,
yeah. I mean, his line is right. He's right there. He's looking at it. It's one of those things that are so fast and so close sometimes. You look at the professional level. I mean, they'll look at replays with lines on the screen. They've got multiple officials looking at it. So for these guys, they've got to make the right call and just a quick decision on the fly. No chance to go back and look at our replays or anything. He's just got to make the call. And he kept his flag down. And to your point, Brian, maybe justice. Now it's 1-1.
Hey.
We'll get a chance to really see an exciting second half here.
Sweet 16 for Nevaeh Lewis, as she has found the back 16 times now this season, and maybe the biggest so far right there, as she's drawn her Lady Rams back to even with the top seed Ontario. State ranked number 8 today in the final polls.
9, 8, 7.
As we're down to the final 5 seconds here of the opening half, it's been a exciting brand of soccer, no question about it. And we will be even as we head into halftime. Stick around for the Baker's Collision Repair conversation at the half. We'll break down the first half stats and then show you an interview with that lady right there, Jordan Monica, as well as the head coach of the Lady Warriors, Larry Atkinson. Keep it here, live and free. Girls Championship Soccer returns on the OH Report in just a minute.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Been a bit more physical. They got those 10 fouls, but Madison, they haven't done much with their restarts on those kicks, Jesse. And, the PK for Ontario, potentially Nevaeh Lewis being offsides. So, the things, it just feels like are kind of, even all the way around.
Absolutely. It's been a battle. And I think in a game like this, if you're just going to keep battling and trying to, just kind of outwork the other, that's going to favor Madison. And the Ontario's really, their key component to the game is how well they can attack. They get the ball wide, they can play it in, they can finish their chances in the box. I can think of one time where they got the ball wide and then that ball was played out for a goal kick. And I've not seen that style of attack at all in the first half, which is something that they've done so well throughout the year. So I think they've gotten into a little bit of the kind of the Madison style, which is just get it to your striker's feet as fast as you can, which is not bad. I mean, they could still score from that play, but I think they're so talented and diverse and how they can score, we've just seen a pretty one-sided kind of Ontario approach so far.
And it's been kind of a one-sided affair when these two teams have gotten together over the last 4 seasons here in this district championship match. All of them won by the Madison Lady Rams. So Larry Atkinson and his team, the favorite here today. I had a chance to talk with him moments before the match about that and how his team was feeling heading into the district championship. Warriors head coach Larry Atkinson joining me now, and you got a veteran team this year, Coach. High expectations. Tell me about the mood of the team so far in the early going and, you know, what you're seeing from them in warm-up.
Well, I think they're focused and ready to go. You know, they look at the last 3 years the seniors do, that, you know, they've come out as the district runner-up. I think this year they want to come out as a district champions, and you know, we do have a good group of leaders. Everybody's relaxed and focused, ready to play. They know what they have to do.
Yeah, you got a ton of seniors on the team, and as mentioned, you've been playing with expectations all year. You're expected to win here tonight. You're the favorite. Is that a position that this team likes being in, coming in like they're the top dog?
Well, I think we've kind of went against that. We just told them, you know, hey, it's a mental approach. It's doing the little things and, you know, playing for 80 minutes. There's a lot of teams that have dropped in some real close games. There's not games that are blowouts right now, so you have to take advantage of every opportunity to get to score, and you need to play defense.
And for you as the coach, the last 4 years you got here, you were the underdog coming into this match, so I imagine you probably like the new role coming in, all these seniors on the team, and feeling like you're at least a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say we're overconfident. We're confident, you know, in our abilities, and we just have to make sure that we go out and execute everything that we've worked on all through the year.
All right, appreciate it, Larry. Good luck to you today.
Thanks.
So Larry, comfortable being the top dog, the #1 seed, checking in here today, and felt like his girls were calm, confident, felt as though they were going to come in here and put on a nice performance, and so far they have. On the other side, Madison, they've been the surprise team getting back to the district championship game and filling in today as the interim head coach, even though Zach Huff made it out here and is in the building. But Jordan Monica talked to me as well about how Madison has been able to overcome some odds, get back to the district finals. Jordan Monica joining us now, the interim coach for the Lady Rams today, and it's been a roller coaster season for you girls. You know, you win a game, then you lose a game, and then up and down. How do you think you've been able to pull it together here when it matters most, get back to this point?
I think we finally got some team chemistry and have finally our whole team ready to play and able to play. So I think we've talked about team chemistry. We've talked about coming together as one, and they really pulled it together. They said they want to keep rolling from what they had last year, and they don't want to go home.
Lady Warriors handled you pretty good in the regular season, 5-1 defeat. What can you extrapolate and take from that game to help yourself here in this contest?
I think it might have worked out for a benefit because they might be overlooking us a little bit, but we just looked at film and said, you know, we let them win the 50-50 balls. We got to body them. That outcome of the game we didn't think was a 5-1 game, and I think we'll be fine. We just have to execute, and we've practiced long shots, so as long as we come to play how we played Wednesday, we'll be fine.
Well, last 4 years that you got to this point, you were, a big favorite, and you won all 4 times. Playing in the underdog role today, how does this feel? A little bit different, and well, what's the approach?
It does feel a little bit different, just because we have been on the top dog, but I think with this team and how our season has gone, we've been the underdog since we stepped on the field practice day one. No one really thought we were going to do much of anything, let alone be back at a district final. As coaches, players, this was our goal, and they don't want to stop now, so I think everyone overlooking us and saying, you guys aren't that great, I think they're going to come out today and prove they are great.
All right, looking forward to see you guys put the product on the field. Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you.
Keeping the tradition of getting back here to the district championship, and one of the coolest traditions I think in the area that Zach Huff has implemented is that the day before Halloween, the last practice that they have, everybody dresses up in costumes, Jesse, and they have a scrimmage check out this photo of the Lady Rams costumes this year. You know, we got some Smurfs, some Ninja Turtles going on. Definitely looks like a firefighter out there. I can't tell what some of these are.
I think it's a Lorax in the middle, I think, there. I don't know.
Yes, that's got to be the Lorax.
Yeah, I love – there's a hard foul right away off the first play of the game. You know, I think I love the approach that they have, though. I mean, there's a lot – you know, you get emotions are high. Obviously, everyone knows what's at stake, knows the results of previous years. And so to just loosen up and like, hey, just let's have some fun. Let's play some soccer, and let's do it while in costume, I guess. I like the approach. Nevaeh Laux is going to get in the box early in the second half with the ball at her feet.
But look at all the black jerseys making their way back. I count 5 of them that were in between her and the cross to Marissa Adderholt. She had Kendall Kirshner deep, but boy, it would have been tough to make that cross.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a little surprised she looked to play the ball. I mean, play the ball across. Normally, she gets
That's
the ball.
not her style.
She gets the ball in the box. She's going to goal, and I thought there was Ontario defended her with 4 there, so I think she realized the spacing issue. But that doesn't always stop her.
Kendall lays it back. Natalie back now. Spins one. Looking for Nevaeh. One timed it well, but it spins off the top of her foot. Stays in bounds, though. And Nye tried to chase it out of there. I think it's still in, and it will be.
She is going to be offsides, though. Interesting opening minute here for Madison. Started the one play back. They took a hard foul right away off the kickoff. And then Nevaeh gets in the box with the ball, and then Natalie back with a great ball in the box, and Madison just couldn't quite connect. Good opportunity for Nevaeh Laux, though.
I see the OH Report official Facebook account has finally figured out that it's Jesse Ryder's birthday. We just congratulated you, Jesse. So
Thank you.
Thanks. Good for us. You know, our stat department and our guys that do our research, we're really on top of stuff out here.
Absolutely. But Madison's still attacking in this game. In a game we thought would kind of favor Ontario's attack a little bit. It's been mostly Madison in the second half. That's a huge tackle. A little bit of contact each way, and then I believe it was Davis who just stepped in and just great tackle on Kyla Spencer.
She's been kind of sparingly involved. I haven't seen number 6 for Ontario have as many chances as we've seen Nevaeh Laux. They haven't been able to hook up with her much.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, and we talked about at the beginning, you know, where are they getting touches from? I think if we're just looking at touches, Nevaeh's touched the ball certainly more than Kyla has. Now, Kyla's a little bit of a different style of player, but still the more time she touches the ball, the more dangerous Ontario's going to be.
Ontario's got the throw-in coming up. Just 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half as Nye gets it in play to Hoffman. She's got the cross. Here is Kyla skying up. And an offsides call against Ontario.
Yeah, Natalie back again. That's a great defensive effort. You know, Kyla Spencer's in the box there. Ball's in the air, and back just steps up, makes a lot of contact with the ball, kind of flex off Spencer, and catches Ontario offsides. This isn't exactly advantageous for Madison. They have struggled to get the ball out on free kicks, and now they're a little deeper here. Let's see if they're able to get the ball kind of past that first line. They're not. It's right back at Hoffman's feet, who gives it to Spencer.
Yeah, they need a little bit more pace behind that ball. Whistle, I think, was blown, right?
Yeah, the referee called a foul at the top of the box.
Okay.
It was a little quieter whistle, and it's getting a little louder here, but he did call a foul right away. Spencer kind of checked her out of the way to get the ball.
Just felt like that would have been way too easy for Maggie Hoffman.
Yeah, but we talked about, I mean, that it's a free kick for Madison, and they're not connecting on the other end. So that put Ontario back in the attack just, 2 touches later for Ontario. So really, and again there, unmarked in the middle. Maggie Hoffman, a bit of a heavy touch, but still finds Spencer, who finds Trammell.
Now the Warriors got something going. Turnbaugh played much more of a defensive role here today, trying to get involved offensively as they get it to Hoffman in the middle. 2 touches and it's lost. But the Lady Warriors looking to keep possession. The freshman had it poked away, though, by Kirshner, and she'll throw it in quickly.
Bit of a heavy touch from Spencer there in the middle, dumped out. That's the ball they need. Just switch the field, let Nevaeh run.
Sure.
They're going to play it back to Mullins here. Now, can you just kind of keep him trapped in? I think it's got to be the next part of this for Madison. Can you keep the ball this into the field, win this ball back? Ooh, they had the chance to. Still have a chance to.
Yeah, Shannon Jameson keeping possession here for Madison. I think you're right. Really key for them. If they can just keep it down on this side.
What a
Here's
ball by
Lewis.
Natalie Beck. Oh, my goodness. That ball dropped right in the right spot over the defenders in front of Lewis, and Mullins just got off her line to make a big save. But it's an incredible ball from just around midfield.
Yeah, you're right. That sensational touch right where it needed to be. I think it actually carried Nevaeh off guard a little bit that it carried that far on her.
Yeah, referee's right there. He's got the contact down. He's in the right position to make the right calls. He's watching. He knows what he's looking for. I think the referee's done a good job so far. There's a lot of contact, absolutely, nearly every play. But, contact does not always constitute a foul, much to the chagrin of many of the faithful here in the crowd. But
yeah,
it's just, he's done a good job. He's watching for contact and where it's coming from, and I think he's done a nice job in the middle.
Madison with some bodies moving forward. Good-looking ball here to the middle of the field. And now this one's going to be unloaded from outside. Not a ton of pace behind it for Lily Nill, and handled well by Mullins.
Yeah, I like the opportunity, though. We talked about taking those chances. I have no problem with that shot. It was on goal. It's not quite a wet surface yet, but you don't really know what happened, so why not just test the keeper a little bit?
Ooh, huge collision, and I think our camera guy nearly got taken off his feet too. Storm Blunchley standing in tall, getting the shot for you folks. Way to go.
Storm could get a foul there on the sideline.
Yeah, he was looking for a card, I think.
I saw it. He questioning the referee as well.
This one's going to sneak by a couple of players. Tucker there. Just puts it out of bounds.
Yeah, that allows the Madison defense to kind of get back, reset, keep their numbers back. Ontario not attacking with a lot of players.
Big collision. Hoffman keeps it. Headed out of there by Jamison.
I'm really impressed with this Madison back line. They're winning the ball to the air, which is not easy, and then just keeping the ball in front of them. That's a tough giveaway. But for the most part, this back line has done a really good job of limiting the chances of Ontario.
Yeah, they certainly have been aggressive, and in particularly on Kyla Spencer. Mila Davis has kind of had that assignment for most of the afternoon, and they're two similar physical builds, too, both fast, competitive athletes. So that's a matchup that I feel like, to this point, kind of like how Mila's defended her. She's got the upper hand in a lot of the situations.
The referee having a word with a couple Madison players here. I'm not sure if maybe just excessive physical contact or perhaps words were exchanged, but a little bit of just a warning there in the middle. This is the ball that's been the struggle for a while.
They're going to play it short. Natalie back.
I like the approach there. I don't love the final ball in, but I think they don't have the ability to put the ball into the box from midfield with just consistency. So just play it short. And Natalie back, a moment ago played a great ball into the box from that same position, and so just was not able to do it there. But I like that. A much better decision from Madison. And now they've got some space to go forward.
That they do, Neil. Going to press it out here to the wing. Kirshner not going to be able to get there first, but applying some high pressure here.
Yeah, the pressure allows Madison to get a chance to win it back. They don't come away with it. Trammell does. Jamison just going to put it out of play.
Trammell puts it in. Jamison gets there first. Another throw-in on the way, about 10 yards closer this time. And Turnbaugh, actually, wow, the whistle's going to go against Madison and Kirsten Swigart. It looked like a whole handful of jersey there for Addie.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a foul both ways. So, again, it's what does the referee see first? She definitely runs in, makes contact in the back of the Ontario player, but then in return, I think her jersey is grabbed and pushed off a little bit. I think the first foul was correct. That's what he saw. Good ball in by Cook. Rachel's off her line and handles it nicely. Ontario attacked with quite a few players. Let's see if they can drop in and keep the ball in front of them. They put quite a few players up there. The punt's away from Lewis, but somehow she's still there.
Yeah, and it got away from the Ontario defender. So here's Nevaeh, a 1-on-2. She turns the corner, shot, but who's there? Mullins again.
Yeah, there's a really good defensive play here. She doesn't let her cut back to the middle. She gets the ball to the end line. Lewis isn't looking to make that pass across. See, the defender just kind of plays the shot a little bit, forces her to go in line. And that's a smart play. Intentional or not, I don't know, but it was a smart play to prevent her from getting the shot that she wanted off.
Ball played right back to Spencer by Turnbaugh. Kirshner coming down with some pressure, forces it out of play again.
Ontario's just struggling to keep possession of this ball, playing the big ball in, and they kind of lose it on the approach even, but Spencer's going to hold it up here and Also not interested in keeping the. See, that's not her style necessarily. I think she wants to take the ball, get some touches going forward, allow her players to open up and find the next play. A little bit of frustration on the Ontario attack right now. Ball sits in nicely for the Ontario.
But then they give it away. And Adderholt playing a big ball down the wing. And the Warriors just headed out. Morgan Carroll there got a dome on it as we've got substitutions on both sides. Tatum going to take a seat here.
Well, you talk about, just kind of the pendulum swings of momentum in soccer, and we've seen it throughout the game. Just kind of be minutes attacking for one team and then able to clear the ball out and go the other way, and minutes attacking for the other team. So just kind of back and forth. But it really feels like Madison is the one who's had a little bit more of the run of play, a little more dangerous opportunities. Ontario's giveaways have just been costly at this point.
And I feel like the back line has been really aggressive for Madison coming up to try to keep possession here on the offensive side.
Yeah, I thought Madison defensively has been really, really tough so far. They're winning all the balls in that area. They're just getting out of that area.
Sure.
That's key. They're not necessarily in the possession. And when you keep it in play, look where that ball bounced. That's amazing.
No kidding. I can't believe it did stay in bounds.
It's defended nicely. Did not let Lewis get free there a little bit.
So now Turnbaugh's going to try to shift the field. But again, the back line for Madison, they have been up to the task.
Yeah, and a lot of it's Ontario's playing so direct right now, just trying to go straight forward down the field, not really interested in the width, and that's really where they excel at, but just not looking for that right now. Everything's just kind of going straight down the middle. Even that ball was it was wide, but not as wide as they normally get.
Milo with a good-looking ball here, so some space in front of Natalie Back. Wanted Nevaeh Lewis.
Yeah, forced a tough clearance right back into Madison again. That one might make it out for a throw, and it will be.
It hadn't on that far sideline. It was almost like there was a force field for a while. It's keeping it in.
I think for Ontario, it's going to be who can kind of lead this team into kind of adjusting the style. This back-and-forth game is not necessarily their style. They keep giving Madison a couple costly turnovers as well, but keep giving Madison opportunities. Madison's not interested in a lot of opportunities. They're just interested in the dangerous ones. And so when you keep giving those opportunities, they get more and more dangerous, especially the more and more times Nevaeh Lewis can touch the ball.
Punt on the way from Mullins will clear midfield. And then 50-50 ball belonging to Madison again. They've gotten to a lot of them here to start the second half. And that's actually off of Adderholt, so it'll be a Lady Warrior throw-in from deep in their own territory. Have Nye chuck it in.
Yeah, Ontario has really just kind of been defending in this area, just kind of in their own attack, or defending third, and the ball's been in the middle third a little bit. A lot of contact right in the front of the official. He's watching. He's good. There's a lot of contact there.
That's a better ball, but where do they go from here?
Yeah, just forcing that ball there. I mean, just anything in four. Oh.
Foul number 3 against the Lady Warriors here in this second half.
Shannon Jameson's done a good job. We talked about the Madison back line. She's kind of playing in front of that back line usually, and she's done a good job of just winning the ball, just getting it out of that Ontario attacking area, not letting Ontario have those repeated chances, just keep trying to get forward.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Shannon. Talked to her during summer soccer. She's one of, I think, only 3 seniors on this team after they just graduated that huge class, and she said it was, such a fun challenge for her to fill in those shoes, to try to be the voice of the team, if you will, after they had such a stud class come through. So, Shannon's definitely played some fantastic soccer throughout these last couple of matches, defending well to keep Ontario limited to just 1 goal so far.
Yeah, I like her effort today. I mean, she's kind of been all over the place and just defending well. A lot of just big physical plays in the middle. She's either the receiving end or giving the physicality there, but she's done a nice job.
Spencer's back in the game. Hoffman's going to take a seat, as will Trammell. Elena Seif also going to get into the mix, move up to forward. And this is a ball sent for her. See if she can win it.
Was defended well and just took a favorable Madison bounce through the traffic there. I mean, all 4 players kind of collapsed on it. They get the back of the leg of someone and popped out of where it was going.
It definitely felt like a fortunate bounce there for the Lady Rams. Spencer with a touch here to Rui. They're going to reverse fields. Looking for Turnbaugh.
Yeah, much better build-up, but just didn't get the touch they needed there.
We haven't seen Ontario connect on that last pass, I don't think yet here in this second half with about 15 minutes gone by.
It's going to be a Madison throw-in, I think, on the side. The referee signaled the ball was out of bounds for a Madison throw-in. And then the sub as well. So 25 minutes to go in the second half, tied 1-1. Now, this game has been even enough. You kind of get that feeling we could be headed to PKs. Extend your afternoon plans a little bit. We're going to be here for a while. It would be my guess. It's just kind of back and forth, momentum swinging back and forth. We'll see if one team can kind of capitalize. Here's a great opportunity.
Oh, and then chipped back post. That was Saif who just got into the match. Yeah, I thought she should have loaded up for a shot unless that was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think either a shot on goal to force keeper to make a save, or if she keeps it on the ground, just plays it across to her attacking teammate there. I think either of those two options work out well for her. But I think sometimes the game is so fast, you got to make that decision. You find yourself kind of making both decisions at once, and it doesn't work out either way. It's just away from the goal a little bit, but away from her teammate as well. It's good pressure by Spencer to win the ball.
And Ontario's going to keep it. Turnbaugh throws it out to the wing here. Potter looking for a cross. Tatum comes in with the slide, but missed.
What a tackle. Oh, that's tremendous work right there. Comes in with a big tackle on the ground. And Potters keeps the ball. She gets back up, runs back around, deflects the ball out of bounds, gives up a corner. But, I mean, the effort and the intensity there, the intentionality of defending that ball was really terrific.
Just popped right back up.
Now, this is where Ontario gets to be dangerous. They've got some girls who can finish. And this is their style. The ball's wide, off corner kick, a little bit of free play in.
And it's right in the middle of the field. Nye brought it down to her feet. Adderholt comes over, kind of saved the day.
That's a great ball in, great attempt there. I mean, it's a near goal. I think Ontario's best chances have been off these corners. I remember the first half, there was one very similar. I think it dropped either in front of Trammell or Nye as well. And Madison just cleared it away just first. But, I mean, that ball is just dropping on the back post for Ontario.
Riley really had a lot of zip behind that one. Found a teammate, too. Taylor made just the header. Wasn't able to get it down.
Yeah, it's a good ball in. Good. I think it was Cook in the middle who actually had the attempt on goal there. Nevaeh lets that run by. And now her pressure is going to get her in. It's 2-on-1 the other way.
Nevaeh Lewis showing the speed. Turns the corner. She's got a one-on-one with the keeper. She's going to blast it home for her second goal of the match. Lady Rams go on top for the first time today.
Wow. I'll tell you what, Brian. We talk a lot about Nevaeh Lewis and her skill and her speed. Her finishing ability is absolutely incredible. I mean, just the ability to separate, obviously it's just a gift. She's very fast. She gets into a dangerous area, but she places this ball in where the ball exactly needs to be placed. Terrific finish, left side netting, absolutely fantastic finish for the Madison 2-1 lead.
The agility to get around Kaylee Calhoun at the speed in which she's going, which is faster than anybody else on the field. Flat out absurd. You talk about the finishing ability. Total package on display right there. Big time goal. Madison on top as Nevaeh. Both goals so far for the Lady Rams, giving them their first lead of the contest.
That's a great goal. I mean, the buildup was just, it's how Madison plays. Just get the ball forward, let Nevaeh create some chaos. She did, and then she cleans up that chaos with her touch and her speed. And then the finish, Brian, is just absolutely incredible.
I think sometimes people forget in the state championship match, it wasn't Taylor Huff, All-American, that had the 2 goals for Madison when they won the championship a season ago. It was the freshman Nevaeh Lewis. She's had this since day one, since she stepped up to the varsity level. 3 goals in her very first match, 2 here in the district championship. Can Madison now continue to play top-level soccer, or will Ontario and these seniors kind of see what's going on here a little bit, settle down, and make some big-time plays? This is going to be a fun, exciting 21 minutes and change.
Yeah, and defensively, there's 2 key components you want to remember when you're defending in soccer. You want to pressure and you want to cover the pressure. Certainly, Ontario had the pressure there, and Nevaeh turns away from the pressure. There's no coverage. After she turned at midfield, it was a foot race, and that's not what you want. You don't want to be racing Nevaeh Lewis from midfield to the goal. And so there's got to be some cover there. If you see them, you see a teammate step up to press the ball with Nevaeh, you've got to drop in behind and just know that she's going to be coming at you.
Hoffman shields off the defense but runs into a second level. Davis caught up. Can't clear it as Spencer maintains possession, and the Lady Warriors looking to stay on the aggressive here.
Yeah, they're going to get more chances. They're going to keep getting the ball in the box. That's a good ball in.
Oh,
That's
punched out, but Spencer's there to clean it up. The 2 stars of the match coming through big time over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's a great first save by Rachel. I mean, she gets off her line, punches it away, but unfortunately punches it right to Kyla Spencer, the last person who wanted to end up with the ball. Tips it out there, but Spencer, right place, right time, puts the ball in the back of the net, and it is 2-2 now with just over 20 minutes to go. I told you, it's got this even feel to it. I don't know if it can be back and forth the whole time, but I'm really thinking we're looking at overtime, possibly PKs. They're just 2 evenly matched teams here.
Just when you thought the pendulum of momentum was going to shift in favor of Madison, huge goal by Nevaeh Lewis. Less than a minute later, Kyla Spencer answers the bell. Boy, just perfect placement. Right area where she needed to be. Bangs it home. Back to even. What a match.
Referee has removed some hoodlums from behind the field down there. One of them happens to be my daughter. So
oh, yeah?
just trying to get that front row seat down there.
Was it Brooklyn down there
It
causing
is,
some trouble?
It is. We'll have some words when we get home. They're just very excited to be here and to watch. You know, everybody wants to be here. Either you're tuning in because you're here, you're tuning in because you can't be here. And so everyone wants to watch this game and just see how it plays out. A lot of fun soccer. 2 of the best in the area just battling out back and forth. Ontario had a 1-0 lead. Madison had 2-1 lead. And here we are tied 2-2.
Nevaeh was almost able to beat 2 defenders there. Instead, it's Adderholt uncorks one. And another look on the Bakers replay. Got a lot of pace behind that, just off target. And a quick shout out, Jesse, since we are here at Lexington. What a run the cross-country teams have been having for both the boys and the girls. Regional champions today for Lady Lex, who are looking to win their 5th straight state championship. They're going to head in as one of the favorites. And then the boys, you know, they've really turned it on the second half of the season. What amazing athletes we have right here in Richland County.
Oh, yeah. When you say the number 5 and then followed by state champions, that's such an impressive
Right?
accolade. I mean, I'm just trying to think of, the referee is going to bring this back for a foul now. I thought they were going to let it go. Definitely was some contact off the ball. You can see arms are up. I think it's the right call, but he's a little slow in the whistle. Watch the linesman just kind of letting it happen, and then, you know what, maybe I shouldn't let that happen. So, yeah, the cross country is absolutely phenomenal here. I mean, just a great program that's year in, you know, when expectations are the state championship or to be in the state every year,
That's it.
You know you're doing something right. That's a good ball in, handled nicely by Rachel. That's a dangerous ball because Ontario collapsed right to the ball, and Madison just kind of stayed up top a little bit. But here's the counterattack that we've been looking for. Defended nicely by Macy.
And it's deflected. Mengen a little slow to get back up on her feet, but she is. And now back, puts it out in space. Pretty close for Nevaeh.
Yeah, that's the coverage that we talked about. That was not there in the last Madison goal. But now on the breakdown here, the counterattack still is happening. Ava Rui tracking back, winning the ball. I don't think on the screen we could see where she started to run from. She was at midfield, saw that play developing, just sprinted back, took the ball. Another physical play there.
She is just leaving bodies in the wake. Ava Rui. See it on the Bakers replay. Look, she welcomes in Adderholt. She says, come get some.
Yeah, the referee sees it. Certainly it's after the ball, and she stepped into it. Her arm doesn't come up, but she definitely initiates contact after the ball. It's tough to referee. She's a tough physical player. She seeks contact, so it can be tough to kind of gauge. Is it a foul? Is it just contact? You know, that's that hard line there. Referees let that one go.
Nye throws it in down the near side. Rams the first to get there. Whistle and a penalty against Ontario. It's going to be their 4th foul here this second half.
I didn't see a lot there, but could have been a tough angle, just enough to get her off the ball, as maybe all he saw. And there's Kyla Spencer charging at the goal, plays it out wide. A little bit of a mistimed play there. Cook keeps it in front of her.
Now Trammell deflected. as she was trying to play it up for Hoffman. And a good-looking ball to the middle. Davis got there before Spencer could. Counterattack is on. Adderholt plays it in space for Lewis. Look out. Good job by Turnbaugh.
Yeah, it looks like drop Turnbaugh back into really that center back role. And I think she started up top, or at least towards the attacking side at the beginning of the game, and then dropped into the middle of the field, and now looks maybe just an actual center back just to help negate the speed of Nevaeh Lewis, who's got the ball in the box and is going to earn a Madison corner kick, deflecting off the Ontario defender there.
Lady Rams have not attempted a corner in the match yet.
Now we'll see. They're going to attack with, looks like about 9 players going forward. So if Ontario, they're going to drop one back now. Okay, so they've got 8 in the box. Well, 7 in the box, 1 taking the corner. And then playing with kind of 1 in between Kyla Spencer and the rest of the game and 1 behind Kyla Spencer. So it's great if you get the first touch. It is dangerous if you don't.
Shannon sends it. Good-looking ball right in the middle of the field. Poked up by Mullen. Still up for Grams. Kirshner couldn't get a foot on it. And now Potter racing back the other way.
It's amazing. That ball bounced in front of 3 Madison players and just couldn't get the contact. Anything forward results in at least a near goal, if not the goal. But just nothing. No touch at all. Difficult play there. Good ball in. And they're back in the attack already.
Lily Nill crosses, disrupted, but to the feet of Adderholt, left-footed shot, no problem.
Adderholt, the last 2 games, just reminded herself that she can score goals and just great-looking shots and opportunities. Big punt right to Spencer's feet, who holds it up, but turns right into the double team.
There's another look at the corner kick on the Bakers replay. There were 3 girls in white jerseys. Kirshner had the best look at it, couldn't get any contact.
It's a great touch by Lewis. She's going to keep it in the box. Oh, what's going to happen?
I don't know.
It is going to be a corner kick for Madison. They kind of fell into each other. Could have been a goal kick, corner kick, possibly been a PK. A lot of contact. I think most of the contact was initiated by Nevaeh, so I don't expect a PK there, but couldn't really tell who the ball hit off of last. But it is going to be a Madison corner kick. The last corner kick they had, just bounced in front of 3 Madison girls, and they could not put it in the back of the net. Let's see how this one goes.
It's going to be Marissa here from the opposite side of the field.
Interesting approach on the tick. She's going to hit it from the left side of the flag, but puts a dangerous area.
Looked like it was headed out of there by Ontario. Lady Rams got the perimeter surrounded. Not a good-looking ball there.
No, but this is kind of the part of their side. Just keep the ball in the attacking area. Just keep your positioning right behind the ball, and that's what they've done so far. Bit of a rushed giveaway there. They're not really interested in a lot of the possession. Most of the time it's just pick your head up. Can you find the ball into the box? So when it gets to be 3, 4, 5 passes for Madison, it kind of breaks their rhythm a little bit. Where Ontario, I think, would excel at that, but they've not really done that a ton this afternoon.
Ava Rui, who's kind of been like the Crypt Keeper, Grim Reaper out here, just putting kids, to rest back into the match.
Madison does well to keep possession. They're not super confident in this area, so it's mostly just picking their head up, looking to get it forward in that space. Not being able to find it yet, and there Jamison does. Right to Kirshner.
I think maybe tried to rush it into Nevaeh, but it might work out.
Yeah, any deflection, anything out of there proves to be dangerous. So I think Nally back, it's a big ball in.
Yeah, I think she got almost too much of it. Now Nevaeh having some words with Mullins.
It did look like a little bit of a conversation there. I don't know. They definitely had a little bit of a stare down, maybe a few things exchanged.
Just trying to get like the Twitter handle of each other. We'll catch up after.
I think she said, "Follow me on MySpace." I don't know.
Does that still exist?
I have one.
I think it might. Okay.
I'll put you in my top 8 later.
Sweet, man. Oh, I forgot all about that, man. So much pressure to pick your top friends on that thing. I'm glad that I got out of that game a long time ago.
Oh, me too. Yeah, right.
So the ball deflected, but back. Gets a piece of it. Neal had it poked away by Rui, sticking with it. Now Marissa Adderholt is having a great district tournament.
It's a great ball into space for Nevaeh. See, it's going to be a Madison throw-in. Couldn't really tell what happened there. The ball's on the far side of the field. Good ball in by Adderholt. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Nevaeh's got a pretty long throw in here, so we'll see Madison just kind of load the box up a little bit. Right to Adderholt, who's got the ball in the box, but just pokes it away out for a goal kick.
Well, we've got a quick moment, Jesse. If you know any of the best trick-or-treat neighborhoods here in the area, you know, if you want to give some quick shout-outs or love to some of the kids out there trying to get some candy tonight.
Oh, boy.
You aware of any?
I don't. I don't know of any.
Well, you can certainly come by my house, Parkwood Boulevard. Look for the 1 second from the corner. We have full-size candy bars.
Oh,
so
I'm
the kids want to come through for that.
I'm already on my way. We'll call this game from my car.
Yeah, when my wife said, hey, I need candy for the kids, I didn't know she meant $160 worth of candy for the kids. And she comes back with these ginormous candy bars.
Guys don't mess around.
Well,
diabetes for everyone. It's going to be here. Corner kick. It's going to be an Ontario corner kick. 11 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the game here. Big, both teams have had some pretty dangerous corner kick opportunities. I don't believe anybody's scored off of one yet, but certainly near goals from these corner kick opportunities.
Riley Nye drives it in low. She's going to get another opportunity, I think, to send it back in the box, though. Adderholt challenging.
Another corner kick for Ontario. In the first corner, I don't think she hit that cleanly. I mean, normally she plays that ball just kind of a line drive to the back post or at least into the 6, and that was kind of bounced it in. That's the ball we're used to seeing right there.
Spencer was the closest to it, made a nice charge, but into the back of Natalie Back.
Spencer with a big turn. He's going to bring that back. She did take a little bit of contact after she played that ball. It's interesting. He didn't really turn to see what the play was going to have behind him. Ontario did come away with the ball here. You see the replay here. She goes to play it. A little bit of a shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the right foul.
Good call.
We've seen Mariah Cook be so dangerous on free kicks here. This one's a little away for a shot at least.
Two-person wall set up by Madison. So we're approaching the 10-minute mark here of half number 2. All square at 2 apiece. And she tried to cut the corner with that one.
Yeah, I like that attempt. I mean, just checking. I mean, she's got the ability to put it there. Tries to get that near post and just sneak it in. And just could not do it. But a good attempt there.
Yeah, Mariah Cook tried to put Lady Warriors back on top. Instead, goal kick for Madison. They're going to give it away in the middle of the field. And Rui's got some space. Finds Hoffman, who turns into, just a big mess of players.
It's going to be Ontario born. This is where they're good. Let's see if she can get a ball. This is going to be Ontario corner now. But, just recently we've started to see them attack from that corner. Once they get that ball wide, that's when they really can draw defenders out. They pick their head up, and they're so good at playing that ball in. Now, the last 2 corner kicks Nye has hit. She's put one on the ground on the near post. And that last one was, interesting substitution here. It's going to be Kyla Spencer out with under 10 minutes to go.
Well.
Unless it's, I believe she's coming off the field.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, referee's just waiting for her to get off. Okay, just making sure. Under 10 to go. She comes off. Nearly got the header last time.
Wow. Shannon Jameson was the player who was able to get the head on that one. It looked like off the back of her head. Like she almost sent it the opposite way as Lewis is down. Wow, she's in a heap. She looks hurt. Trammell knocks her down hard.
Good tackle there by Neal in the middle.
And I think Nevaeh Lewis might have got the wind knocked out of her, or at least the contact in her stomach.
Yeah, it was certainly a lot of contact. I think she stayed down just to catch her breath for a minute. I think there's a yellow card for dissent here is my guess.
Mila Davis issued the card. And since the very beginning of the match, we saw in the first 10 minutes, if you were talking to this lead official, he don't want to hear it.
Yeah, and we don't know what was said, obviously, but that Ontario corner kick cleared away nicely by Jameson. I can't figure out what number for Ontario. I mean, she ran into the post and goal hard, kind of shook the whole goal even, but she appears to be up and okay as well. Bit of a big yellow card in a variety of ways there. You're subbing out your top center back who's played so well. So you got to, get her off the field, and probably my guess is to get her back on the field.
Yeah, no question.
But now she's got a card, and now it's just going to be trying to figure things out. Who's going to be where? This could be a big couple of minutes to end the game here. Kyla Spencer out for Ontario, and Davis out for Madison on the card right now, both able to check back in whenever they want.
Kyla's already set to get back into the game, and Mila going to go stand right next to her. So here we go off the restart. Jamison pressured from the back, lost control, so Trammell airs one out. And the pressure by Nye, it's going to end up with Ontario with the throw-in.
And substitutions, and the players we just talked about are now back in. Kyla Spencer's in. Looks like Davis is back in.
Yeah, it's going to be a handball, Jesse, so dangerous opportunity on the way here for the Ontario Lady Warriors with the set piece.
Yeah, the attack is certainly mounting here for Ontario. I mean, they're getting a lot of the corner kicks. They're getting near opportunities here. Nothing in the back of the net yet to show for it in this last 10 minute spurt, but certainly opportunities have been there. And Cook's on the ball. I don't believe that is Cook, actually. Can't tell from here. Can't really see her number yet to identify.
Yeah, it's Mariah.
It's a good ball in.
Yeah, great ball, but it overshoots everybody and didn't quite make it far enough to get to the back edge players for Ontario. As this one's going to be rolling out of bounds. Take a quick second. Just want to give a shout out to all our sponsors that help bring the games live and free to you. A1 Auto Cells, Mechanics Bank, Stacey Wampler of Dugan Real Estate, Charter Next Generation Films, and Baker's Collision. Thank you to each and every one of those sponsors. Please support them, folks. Without them, we are not able to put these free on Facebook and YouTube. So if you get the opportunity, be focal, buy local, check out one of those area businesses.
It's going to be Ontario throw-in, just off the end line down there. Again, chances of getting in the box have been closer, but not a real shot, not a real scoring opportunity, but certainly getting closer. Madison doing well to just keep the ball out of the back of the net these final couple of minutes here. And they live on that counterattack. Just defend, and just find Nevaeh Lewis forward. Kyla go for a big turn and shot there, but can't quite connect on it.
So for Madison right now, 10 players back defending. Though they're going to have the throw-in opportunity coming up. And headed straight down, so here's Hoffman. Plenty of room. Tried to sneak it in there. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, Madison really just sits in defensively. They're hard to find that middle ball in the gap there. Just, if you pick your head up, you're going to find a lot of space elsewhere. But so far, Ontario just hasn't quite connected that pass in the attacking third in the run of play.
That was Calhoun, who smacked it out of bounds, far sideline. Tucker looking for some options. Warrior throwing.
Be a substitution for Ontario as well. A little bit of movement, some players around the field there. Abby Potter checks in the game.
Riley Nye as well.
You think they look for Allie Potter to flick it on here. She tries to hold it up. It goes right to Madison.
They'll do it all over again. Cook with the toss, headed right back at her.
It's a bit of a long turn. There's 2 or 3 touches to not really go anywhere. Good pressure, but Nye's going to come away with it. Find some space for Spencer. Davis with the ball. Clears away nicely. That's better. I think you still got to attack wider than that. I mean, you got to draw Davis out of the middle, and then you can play it back in. Davis has done a nice job defensively in the middle.
Big cross. Headed out of there. Warriors looking to stay after it. And it's going to end up with Spencer. Not sure how that happened, but the kick ends up with the keeper.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity for Spencer there. I think she rushed her shot a little bit. If she picks her spot, she can put that ball wherever she wants. She just kind of turn and hit it and put it right at Rachel there. Spencer's one of those top quality finishers that you expect her to be able to put the ball where she wants and think just hurried it, felt the pressure a little bit.
I think that's what happened there too with Potter. Lewis couldn't come in for the theft. Lady Rams, though, going to keep possession. Also going to get a substitute in here with Kirshner. Spells out Tatum.
Flick on in the middle. Madison got a ball going. It's the area they want to get in. Get it in the box with Nevaeh running onto it.
Now here she goes. Nevaeh Lewis tripped up. Cannot draw the whistle there.
I think that's the right no call. I mean, it was one-on-one. The Ontario defender stepped in and won the ball. Now there's some space for Spencer.
Yeah, counterattack building here. Kyla Spencer.
Bit of a heavy touch. She gets it on her left. Oh, no.
11th shot here in the second half. That one off target by Kyla Spencer.
And Lewis is just now getting up. Stop the clock here. She is up to her feet, but she was referee signaling, I think, that she has to be subbed out now, but I'm checking to see here what the decision is. I think he's indicating that she needs to be subbed off. I think she was just taking her time. You know, some of those plays, they're big, tough tackles, a lot of momentum. You know, a lot of just stuff happening there, but he is going to bring her on, force the substitution with Nevaeh Lewis. Tough tackle. I think clean tackle. You know, they're both going hard. A lot of contact on top of the ball and just took her down. So Alexia Davis will be checking in for the first time tonight. Obviously going to be a different presence up there. She's not played at all. Nevaeh Lewis already back to the line. Water in hand, trying to hydrate, trying to rest, trying to get back in the game.
Yeah, she's played the full allotment of minutes, correct?
Absolutely, and she's beginning to take some physical contact. Nothing dirty, just some hard tackles. And she's, you know, been a little slow to get up in a couple of those.
Yeah, she's tough. She's not the biggest frame and build. I don't know how Nevaeh is actually listed, but she's probably only like 5'3".
Yeah, certainly not very tall. It could be a goal kick here. Nevaeh is going to sub back on now. I will say this about the referee. I think he should have checked with the player before stopping the clock and forcing the substitution, because she was getting to her feet. I mean, she was getting up in the time he stopped the clock. I understand that he thinks she's injured, but a conversation there goes a long way rather than forcing a substitution.
Well, Alexia Davis hadn't saw any time yet. She needed that 10 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get into the stat book. And now we enter the last 2.5 minutes. Jesse, you talked about would a hero emerge? Would it be an unlikely hero? A goal, of course, now in short time would unveil something pretty awesome. I think it'd be cool to see somebody step up here.
Yeah, I think both teams have been battling. I mean, it has been even back and forth, and I think it's really going to come down. If we're going to see another goal in either regulation time or overtime, probably a defensive mistake. I mean, just that's the kind of game it is where you kind of have to rely on a defender to make a mistake to get into the box. Possession hasn't been clean for either team. It's just been, can we outrun or outwork the defensive unit and force a mistake? And I think that kind of led to Nevaeh's goal earlier. It's not quite a big punt there for Mullins, who's normally got a pretty long punt. It's won by Neal, but not to Lewis.
That one's going to find its way out. Another substitution here for the Lady Rams.
You do wonder if Rams at this point are playing for overtime. I mean, they certainly do not have the depth that Ontario does, and that play does not help there. Lily Neal touching out of bounds. Just under 90 seconds to go. Ontario's going to get the ball right around that attacking third area. Hoffman holds it up, gives it to Rui. Rui's just going to turn, play it in the box.
Oh, big collision. Two players going for the ball. Back won it over Spencer.
I think, again, the right no call. Spencer's not, she's to her feet, but certainly in some pain, perhaps holding a wrist or ribs. Can't tell from my angle.
Now the referee's going to stop play as Kyla, grabbing, looks like a few different body parts right now.
Again, I think a conversation warrants what's happening here. There's no reason to stop the game, stop the clock, and force a substitution. You know, if she's able to keep playing. Kyla's going to check out here. I think when the referee stops play for an injury, that player has to be subbed off. I just think just ask her, just check and see, and then we can go from there. Referee wants her to pick the ball up and play it to him, and rather than dribble it out to make sure there's no confusion of where the ball is going to be. It's going to be Ontario drop ball. They did have possession when he blew the whistle. So it's going to be Ontario ball. Where he gives it to him, we'll see.
Looks like a lot farther back than they'd probably like.
62 seconds left.
Oh, that one snuck away from Jamison. Nye floats it. Taken by Rachel.
The drop ball was a little interesting there. It's one of these weird plays where they don't do a drop ball between two players anymore. And so the appropriate distance for the second player is kind of up for debate right now, and probably something that will change over time. The player's able to just kind of run at the player the ball's being dropped to.
Potter with some physical play was able to get across off.
Yeah, a little bit of a late tackle. I thought Nye's going to win the ball in the wing. Can't quite turn the corner. Good pressure by Neal, though. Neal's taken away 20 yards just by high pressure. That's really great defensive work.
Final 15 seconds of regulation. Out of bounds. Madison will have a throw. So we'll have a final chance here if they can get it to Nevaeh to just turn in a rifle one. She's going to get a chance. Or actually she won't. Barrels in between a double team. Exciting match, and we've still got more action on the way. Regulation not enough to decide a champion here at the D2 Lexington District. So we will come back for overtime after this short commercial break. Stay with us.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Overtime, number one, just about set to begin between Ontario and Madison, who, after 80 minutes of action, all tied up at 2 goals apiece. Jesse, break down for the folks at home the rules of what we're about to see here. How does this process all work?
Yeah, so it's going to be a 1 15-minute period. If there is a goal, the game instantly ends. Whoever scores that goal wins.
Oh.
If it is tied at the end of that 15-minute period, 2-minute break or rest period, and then a second 15-minute period. Again, anytime a goal is scored, the game is over. And then if it's tied again after the second 15 minutes, it will go to a penalty kick shootout, which will have the best of 5 kickers and their attempts. So this game could end at any minute. So everybody's on their toes, they're on their feet. I mean, what a game we've seen. Lots of tackles, lots of opportunities. 2 in the best in the area for the 5th time.
Wow.
5th time in 5 years. Really impressive, battling for a district championship.
Madison has won them all up to this point. The 4-time defending district champions looking to get to the round of regionals yet again. Ontario, though, trying to break through. Last won the district title back in 2016 when they made the regional final. Before that, they had won 8 of 9 districts. So the 2 top programs that we have in the area, been battling it out here for half of a decade, and all comes down to this, the golden goal. I love this, man. This is going to be fun.
Yep, this is the type of game someone leaves with incredible excitement and someone leaves an incredible heartache. You've battled so hard, you've been so close, but there has to be a winner and a loser to advance. Madison had the kickoff there and went right to Nevaeh Lewis on the wide. We talked about trying to increase touches, right? The more she touches the ball, the better Madison's going to be. So they tried to find her right away. Ball still kind of in the attacking area for Madison.
Ball played for Kirshner. She heads it on. But Mullins there to scoop it up.
Yeah, Nevaeh wasn't quite in for that run there. She's a little hanging back, I think, expecting the ball to be played back to her. But Hoffman settles at midfield. Spencer has checked into the back in the game as well, who did receive an injury right before the end of the regulation. We could not tell if it was a wrist or a ribs, but certainly took some contact and was slow to get up and then subbed off shortly after that.
Lady Warriors state ranked number 8 in Division II in the final soccer polls. Would so desperately like to continue their season. Such huge expectations for this bunch, and I think a lot of people counted out Madison, Jesse. I got to tell you, after we got this matchup, I shared a few messages with, some people's potential sponsors and other people in the soccer community that just felt like this was Ontario's all the way.
Absolutely, yeah. On air I picked Ontario to win 3-1.
You did?
It was nothing against Madison. I just think Ontario was playing at another level at the time. But I've really been impressed with this Madison defensive unit. I mean, they've just defended so well for so long today. I mean, giving up 2 goals. One was a questionable PK. One, the keeper makes a great save. The ball's going to hang up a little bit. Spencer's just a little bit late on her run in. That game was almost over there. It's just one of those games where Madison has just done enough to just keep defending, and then can they find Nevaeh Lewis once they win it defensively, and they've done it. From midfield, we saw her just take off and go score a goal. And it's been a pretty impressive group of Madison. I'm really impressed with how they played today.
Just to retrack how we got here, a penalty kick by Ava Rui made it 1-0 in favor of Ontario with 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Nevaeh Lewis, short time, under a minute, scored right before the break to even things up. She would then score again about midway through the second half. Madison Lady Rams on top 2-1. Didn't last long. Kyla Spencer immediately answered less than a minute later to even things up. And from that point, we didn't have any, super clean looks on net, but lots of opportunities. Both teams just battling. Great defense was being played, and here we are, overtime, and the first goal to the victor. That one's going to trick all the way down, but it's already been initiated as a goal.
He pointed with his hand as if to say it was still in, and then switched and said it was out. So it's kind of a questionable play there, but ended up for a Madison goal kick, who plays it quick, and Cook does well to keep the ball in front of her. But right to Adderholt, who's going to find Lewis. Ooh, defended nicely by Ontario.
Yeah, good thing Addie Turnbaugh was there, because you've already seen what happens when Nevaeh gets in space. Here she is, marked up, and wow, that's a big push in the back and a penalty. So,
to me, that's a card. I think that's a card there.
Agreed.
Because I think there's no attempt on the ball. The attempt is to stop the play so Lewis can't turn. And you're in your first overtime. I think you've got to look at a card at some point for the foul.
it won't be one, so just a free kick on the way. A conversation is coming here with Turnbaugh, though, I guess.
Yeah, I think Lewis also asked for a card, and we've seen with this referee, there's not much conversation happening. You will not address him, and yeah, rightfully so. No need to at this point. Looks like Lewis might be switching to take the free kick as well.
Yeah, Nevaeh's called Shannon Jamison off. Here she comes. Big strike, and I think probably not where she wanted to place it.
Yeah, I like the kind of just the initiative to go say you want that free kick, but the execution was a little great. I don't love players who get fouled to step up and take a close free kick just because there's, you took a physical shot, the emotions, the adrenaline, the physicality of it. Just, usually getting a play to kind of regroup and settle in a little bit, but she does and puts it wide. Ava Rui nearly wins it in the middle. Given away by Kirshner. Now Spencer's got it with some room to run.
Yeah, initially turned towards the wide part of the park and then turned back in, but waiting for her was Jamison. There's a nice battle here. Kirshner and Blasing going toe-to-toe, and it's going to end up with Madison.
Yeah, difficult foul there. I mean, they just kind of battle, and then she eventually catches the back of her leg there. So kind of a difficult foul, but it's going to be Shannon Jamison right on the sideline, about 35 yards away. See if she's able to put the ball in the box. She has done well defensively. Just waiting on something to kind of cue it up.
It's a good-looking ball, working right to left, headed out of there at the feet of Adderholt, punches one in. Mullins, not a great punt there. Back's going to come up with some pace. She's going to win it. Heads it to herself. Natalie Back creating an offensive opportunity here as she crosses it. And it's going to be deflected by Calhoun. Corner kick here for the Lady Rams.
Natalie Back has been absolutely sensational from the back line, keeping the ball in front of her. Then once she's good, just put the ball into some dangerous areas. That ball wasn't her best, but still dangerous enough that Madison's going to get a corner kick out of it. Now it's a little bit of a chess game here, a little bit of strategy. How many players do you send up? How many players do you defend with? You obviously have a chance to score, but when you have so many players in the box, if it's a quick out, then you look for the corner or the counterattack as well. Looks like they will drop Spencer in to help defend this as well, who's pretty dangerous in the air. So Maggie Hawthorne will be the lone striker up top for Ontario. Madison looks like they're just going to have 6 in the box.
Jamison puts it sky high. Mullins goes up for it. I think she's able to bring it down.
Oh, he signaled a goal.
Wow.
That's the game.
Off of the corner kick, Shannon Jamison, the hero that you were looking for, unmasks herself on a corner kick goal.
Oh, what an ending. The referee's right there. He signaled right away. I mean, he was watching. That's just a tough ball in. Unbelievable. The replay's not going to really show you where the line is. You're just going to see her tip it, fall on it. The defenders are all right there. That's tough to call. I mean, the rule is the ball is to cross the line completely. You don't really see Ontario argue, so I'm guessing it's probably clearly over. But what a weird, chaotic ending to give Madison a 3-2 victory.
And it's been kind of a weird, chaotic year for them. Lots of ups, lots of downs. Jesse, this probably the biggest high that they've had all season long as they knock off Ontario again. The thorn in the Lady Warriors' spine, it's going to stay there for another season. District champions for the 5th time in a row, Madison, and doing it in absolutely wild, dramatic fashion here in overtime. Shannon Jamison scoring off of a corner?
Yeah, such a tough way to end, and Mullins is. I hope the Ontario players realize their keeper's not with them, and she's just having a moment down there in the goal box. But absolutely incredible moment here for Madison. Kind of caught everybody by surprise, I think, with being in the game, with competing in the game, and then scoring when they wanted to. But to score here at the end like that, what a moment for Madison. What a season of up and downs for Madison, but what a interesting way to win a game.
That's a great way to put it. I thought for sure that Mullins had secured it. So tough to tell from the angle that we have on our replay whether or not she was deep in the net. Certainly, you saw the ball had some curve heading back on frame as she came down with the ball, but must have tumbled back just enough that the referee felt confident to blow the whistle and determine an outcome. And how about the jubilation you got to be feeling if you're a member of that team, not expected to do anything this season after graduating maybe the GOAT of girls high school soccer, the best class that I've personally ever watched, undefeated, defending state champions last year, and guess what? The journey ain't over, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, they live to play another game at this point. Absolutely incredible. I mean, just to think that they'd be here again when everybody kind of wrote them off at the beginning of the season, and then when tournaments started, and then they're playing Ontario. All everybody just kind of saying, no, it's not the same Madison team. It's not the same Madison team. Well, it's not, but they're still really, really good.
They'll be moving on to the round of regionals. Shannon Jameson with the game-winning goal. Nevaeh Lewis, the other two for the Lady Rams. They are going to be our co-MVPs today. That presented by Charter Next Generation Films. It looks like Shannon on her way over here to talk to us, or just to celebrate with her fan base. I'm not sure. Whatever it is. Definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, what a great performance. Shannon Jameson, Natalie Back, and Nevaeh Lewis. I mean, those three girls were really just Mila Davis. They just an absolute great level of soccer they displayed today. And credit to this Ontario team. They've had a terrific year. This has just been a difficult team to overcome for whatever the reason. So just a great game, great team, great battle. Ontario, I think this is their third loss of the year, but the other losses are the likes of Medina, who's top 10 in Division I.
Number 1.
Yeah, Liberty Benton, who is, I think, playing for a district championship today, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
So, quality teams, quality opponents they've lost to, but, man, they are just really good. But Madison today was just one goal better, and it just a great game.
And it looks like we've got our co-MVPs coming over to talk to us right now. Jesse, I cannot wait to hear from both of them about what we just saw today. Ontario, I think a pretty heavy favorite in the mind of most soccer aficionados here in the area, including, myself, and then you even predicted Ontario to be a victor today. Madison overcomes the odds. They get the big victory, and we're going to hear from the hero of the match, both of them actually, here in just a second. We'll talk to Shannon Jameson first. Hear about the game-winning goal.
No, Shannon Jameson. There's no Karen letting them decide. I have to have some kind of control over this.
We're getting the headset situated here for Shannon Jameson. We're getting ready to have an interview with one of our co-MVPs. Absolutely great game. We're excited to celebrate with them here. I know they want to be with their teammates as well, but we're getting the headset squared away, getting all the information ready. About to start our MVP of today's performance.
Run the intro. Our player of the game presented by Charter Next Gen, Shannon Jameson. Let's just start with that goal. What did we just see?
Well, I wasn't really expecting it to go in. I just hoped maybe getting it in there, maybe somebody would get a head on it or, it'd bounce off somebody. It was just luck that the goalie bobbled it and it just went over the line.
You guys have been overlooked basically all season long. Getting to this point, getting the big trophy here today, I imagine that this can't be much of a better feeling.
No, definitely not. We lost 9 games this year, and obviously we lost to Ontario, so I'm sure they were expecting to get the dub, but we just worked hard, and we've been waiting for this moment for a rematch.
And the back line, you guys were so aggressive, so great today. Just tell me about having a matchup with the likes of Kyla Spencer and some of these other top players that Ontario had, and how you were able to win a lot of those battles.
Well, we have obviously played against a lot of them for a long time, so we know what puts them off their game or how they play. So just reading that and getting in their back and making sure they don't turn really helped us, and just putting forth that extra effort really helped us win this game today.
Yeah, I thought your defensive play today was absolutely terrific. So just one question for you. At the beginning of the year, knowing the class that you lost and the accolades that they had, did you think your team would be back in this position at this point of the season?
I can't really hear you. I'm sorry.
Did you ever have the thought that you could get back to this point given what you guys lost last year?
Obviously there were some doubts with losing everybody we did last year, but you know, this team works really hard and we're hungry. We're ready to go. We have a lot of young players and you know, we're obviously counted out a lot this year, but you know, getting back to this point is just it just shows our effort that we put forth this year.
All right, well, they're going to be counting you into the round of regionals. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you so much.
If you'll hand that off now to Nevaeh.
Join me in congratulating both teams on a competitive and exciting match.
Nevaeh Lewis, the star sophomore. We know that you love interviews. Congratulations first on winning the district championship. And let's start there. You guys have had to overcome so much just to get to this point in the season. It's been so up and down. I imagine that this feeling this year, winning the championship in the district versus last year for you, probably a lot different.
Yeah, it is. We lost a lot of seniors, and knowing that we had a disadvantage, we just came out and played as a team and won.
Talk to me about the first goal that you had today. I thought it was huge. Short time in that first half. How did you go about making that happen and getting you guys back to even before the half?
Well, I first thought I was offside, but I just kept running until I heard the whistle when I didn't, and there was a couple of seconds left, and I just hit it in.
And then the second goal of the match, one of the best goals that I've seen all year from a girls soccer player. I really think that it put everything on display for you, the speed, the agility, the ability to get by, and then to put it where you wanted to. Did that feel like it was just an all-around awesome play?
Yeah, it did.
Well, it was certainly a great highlight, and you guys are going to be moving on now. District champions, 5th straight season. I mean, how else can you put this in words? I imagine that this got to be really cool for you and your teammates and a lot of youngsters, the sophomore class especially.
I'm just very blessed, and from this, we got to keep doing what we're doing and just play as a team.
All right, congratulations to Nevaeh Lewis, one of our co-players of the game, presented by Charter Next Generation Films. Go get that medal and celebrate. Nevaeh Lewis, always one for interviews. Jesse, she loves talking to the media, of course. No question about that. Man, so cool for this team and so unexpected. I think when we talked about when the initial tournament draw came out, a lot of people were saying, hey, this is probably going to be Clear Fork, the #2 team in the district that could potentially challenge Ontario, who was the clear favorite in this. And it turns out, no, that the defending champs actually were, arguably the best team all along.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the game plan today was absolutely terrific. I thought the way they defended, just keeping the ball in front of them, the effort to keep the ball, to win it out of the air, to get the ball forward, and just, to just not give up those pockets for Ontario to attack into. Absolutely terrific. Really impressed with the game plan, the performance. We talked about Natalie back, Mila Davis in the back there, Shannon Jamison obviously was terrific in the back, and then Nevaeh Lewis, just the solo effort, right? We talked about her style is not necessarily the build-up play, just get the ball and get forward, and she's so fast, so skilled, and that she's able to do that. And that resulted in their second goal, which, as you alluded to in the interview, one of the best goals we've seen all year. I mean, just displays everything that makes her who she is: speed, skill, and the ability to finish. But obviously, we celebrate the Madison team. We talked about mid-game that this game was going to end with one team with incredible excitement, which is obviously the Madison Rams, and one team of heartbreak. This Ontario team had aspirations of state championships, of moving to regionals at least, state Final Four, and even the state championship game, and they certainly have the ability to do that. But today it was Madison's game. Madison, the game plan was good, their execution was good, but this Ontario team is a very, very talented team. They do lose, I believe, 11 or 12 seniors, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be a different team next year, but they have some players who can still play, and they'll be back at it again next year.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Ontario, they reload every single year. There's no such thing as a rebuild under Coach Atkinson and his group. And this one hurts, though, especially for them. Since the summertime, this is a team that, very similarly to Madison of last year, it was get to a state Final Four or bust, or it's an incomplete season for us. So according to their own standards, I think for Ontario, these seniors especially are going to look back at the season like, man, what could have been? And especially in this game, Jesse, going up against the Madison team, it's a bunch of sophomores running around out here with a few veterans sprinkled in there, but very, very limited varsity experience on this team until this season. So to see them get through some turmoil, I know that there were some players that got in trouble midway through the season on a couple of different occasions, different kids in and out of the lineup to fight through to get to this point. Wow. Just it's a movie. It's a movie scene.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about coming off a state championship where you basically accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish, and then a big majority of that team is gone, and now this team kind of writes their own history. So it's no longer, hey, remember when that team, it's about you now. You are part of this history. You are part of the success and the accolades of this storied Madison girls soccer team. So very impressive performance today. And I think, as you talked about a bunch of sophomores, you're right. They're a young team, too, which is interesting. We saw the roller coaster. You can look at the results of the season. You see the roller coasters. But then you realize, you know what, man, that high of that roller coaster, I don't know if we've hit it yet. I don't know if they've reached their top level because they're so young that they might be better next year than they are this year.
Well, I think that's the expectation, is that next year then they might be coming into form. But certainly to get to the round of regionals, I think Zach Huff would admit that they're a bit ahead of schedule here. And, I talked to him after they knocked off Clear Fork the other night, and he said that, he had no expectations coming into the tournament. Really about what this team could accomplish because of what happened in the regular season, only winning back-to-back games once. They basically were just splitting, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, loss, win, loss, loss, loss. And now all of a sudden getting their act together. This is their 5th consecutive victory, including 4 of those in tournament play. So we talk all the time about playing your best soccer at the right moment for Madison. They could not have picked a better time to kind of get everybody together cohesively, and that's something that their interim coach talked to me about before the match too, is that she finally felt like there was some consistency at practice and that they were starting to play well with one another. It was on display here today. I think, honestly, if you go back and you watch the film, that Madison was the better team today.
Yeah, I mean, their game plan was terrific, right? They just did everything they were supposed to do. There was no question about it. Defend really well, which is not always an easy task, easier said than done. But their positioning was great. Their approach on the ball was great, and just eliminating the extra attempts for Ontario. Whenever Madison won the ball, it was cleared out of there. Ontario wasn't getting 2 and 3 shots at the goal, in consecutive seconds. They allowed them to regroup, reposition, keep the ball moving forward. And I thought execution was great. The game plan was great. I was really impressed by this Madison team who, as you alluded to, they peaked at the right time. I mean, you look at the rest of their season, it's like, up and down, interesting wins, interesting losses. And at the end, it's W, right? They peaked at the right time, getting the right results. And now they're moving on to the regional semis to face Lima Shawnee or Memorial St. Mary. So interesting developments for this Madison team.
So they have got the big trophy, district champions for the 5th consecutive season, making their own legacy, the 2021 version of Madison, starting to put behind them a little bit, the identity of this team that was Taylor Huff and that vaunted senior class from 2020. Now you can start talking about these guys and what they've been able to accomplish, heading over to the net, getting their picture as district champions yet again.
Yeah, certainly impressive. To be able to write your own history. And when I coached at Mansfield Christian, that was a constant thing we'd talk about, because we'd have teams who were incredibly successful. Next year's expectations were the same, but you got to start all over, and it's probably even more difficult to go out and win it the next year because the pressure is on, because everybody thinks you're down this year, and they're geared up because they know this is their time. And so I think the way Madison handled the pressure today is just absolutely impressive. The way they played was impressive, and now they live to play again because of what they did today.
Diving into the comment section a bit here on the Facebook, and Amy Vickers excited for these Rams, as is Phyllis Stanfield, who was a part of the undefeated championship team from last year. Says go Madison, as does Cameron Cox. Jamie says, way to go, Rams. A lot of love funneling in on Facebook for Madison for what they were able to accomplish here today. Unexpected champions. All of this as a gift for Jesse Ryder on his birthday today. Madison showing out just for you, Coach.
I tell you what, these two district championship games that we've had have been some of the most entertaining games I've seen in a while at the high school level. You look at the Laux Ontario game and all the things that were featured in that game, what felt like a marathon. This one gets into overtime, just a battle back and forth, kind of trading goals back and forth, big plays, big defensive plays, and what a great battle we got to see today.
All right, guys, we're going to take our final commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some final stats and look forward to regionals and look back at the week that was the districts. Keep it here. Our post game presented by Baker's Collision will return in just a moment.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
3-2, Madison knocks off Ontario in the D2 District Championship match here at the Lexington Soccer Complex in overtime off of a corner kick goal. The second one that I've seen this season. Shannon Jameson, the unlikely hero here tonight, coming up from her defensive backer role to score the game winner. Let's take a look at the final stats of the match presented by Baker's Collision. And we talked about how even it was basically throughout the entire match, Jesse. And it was, man. I mean, these guys, they went toe-to-toe, back and forth. One goal would be matched by the next. Possession really, really close. Everything pretty tight-knit except for the one play, the bobble of the ball in the goal by Mullins, and Madison coming away with a win on an unlikely game winner.
Absolutely. I mean, it was back and forth the entire game. When you look at it, you go back and if you rewatch this game, you'll see it just kind of 3 to 4 minute spans where Ontario attacks, and then Madison attacks, then Ontario. I mean, just back and forth, and then results in an Ontario PK early on, and then Madison right before half able to get back into it, which I think is a huge, huge goal to go into the game or go into halftime tied up as opposed to down 1-1 or down 1-0. That's a huge goal. But the second half was more of the same, just back and forth. And then the overtime, it just felt like it was pretty much all Madison. You know, they had the kickoff, and we just kind of kept the ball pinned down there for most of the game, or most of the overtime, and then just an unusual game winner, that is for sure. Corner kick that was right over the top of the bar, and a little bit of confusion on who's going to go up and get what, and it just comes down and crosses the line, referee signal for the goal, and that is it. Madison is victorious.
They'll be moving on to the round of regionals district champs for the 5th straight year. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up our coverage here from the Lexington Soccer Complex. Great shot there of the district champion, Lady Rams, a spot that they're very familiar, getting their picture in between the pipes as the champions with the big trophy. So one more congratulations to the Lady Rams. And I guess before I shut it down, Jesse, you know, not knowing what lies ahead for them in terms of the opponent, even though we know who it's going to be between, what do you think maybe could happen for Madison as they keep getting deeper into the tournament?
Well, I think my statement about, you know, I don't know that we see the peak of their roller coaster ride yet. I think this is kind of beginning that uphill climb. I think they're capable of winning more games in this tournament. I think, they certainly, if you defend like that and limit some of the top teams and top talent around to limited goal scoring opportunities, that's going to allow you to be in every game. And on the flip side of that, if you have a striker like Nevaeh Lewis who can pretty much create offense from anywhere on the field, all of a sudden you can defend really well and you can score. That's going to keep you in a lot of games. It's going to be interesting to watch how this plays out for them.
And we'll be watching, following the Lady Rams' journey throughout the rest of the postseason, so keep it locked in here on the OH Report as the soccer playoffs roll along. Well, that's going to do it here from the D2 District Championship in Lexington. Want to thank our amazing crew, as always, Storm Blunchley, Garrett Parlett down on the field, getting us those tight shots. Hayden Gray up top here, Adam Thompson, our fabulous director, and then all of our awesome sponsors that help bring it to you live and free. Please support all of those that make what we do possible here on the OH Report. For Jesse Ryder, I'm Brian Skowronski saying so long for now, but guess what? You can catch me on a football live stream in just a couple of hours. Matter of fact, 4 of them going down tonight on the OH Report, so we are your source for high school sports in North Central Ohio and beyond. Check back with us here in just a couple hours. So long for now.